Hi, sister. Can you talk right now? There's something very important I want to tell you.
Oh, if it isn't Tiffany. I'm currently doing work while on a bullet train. Could you wait until later when I'm not busy?
No. I'm afraid I can't wait. What's with that reaction, anyways? You sound almost as if you didn't want to see me. Anyways, this is something very important. That has something to do with the future of the company, so we can't wait.
What? The future of the company? But Tiffany, have you forgotten that you have nothing to do with the company's business? Could you please not talk about the company's future, at least until after you find a job and stop doing nothing at home all day?
Huh? It's fine if I don't have a job because I'm training to become a housewife. Unlike you, whose only merit is that you're willing to work all day, every day. I have a skill called femininity. Besides, I'm about to get married soon, and I won't have to work after that, right? I mean, seriously, Janice, why do you work so much all the time? Just get married and become a housewife or something.
Not everyone shares the same values as you, Tiffany. Some people find meaning in their jobs beyond just having to work to earn money. Wait. Hold on. You had a boyfriend? And you're already going to get married to him? How come you never came to our parents' house to ask for their permission?
You'll find out why soon enough. And of course, I have a boyfriend. Because unlike you, I'm not an old hag who became so busy with work that she forgot how to be a woman. Ha!
Well, I'll agree that I am pretty busy with work. But what do you mean? I forgot how to be a woman. I have a fiancé too, you know. If I start acting like a woman by your standards, then I'll soon be drowning in ribbons and lace and frills.
I mean, I was able to get married, but on the other side of the coin, you're not going to be able to get married anymore. Besides, are you sure that you have a fiancé?
Huh? What are you talking about?
What I'm trying to say is, me and Steven are officially engaged now. That's what I wanted to tell you in the first place.
What? By Steven? Do you mean my fiancé, Steven?
Can you think of any other Steven? Of course I mean your fiancé, Steven.
Tiffany, what in the world are you talking about? Are you trying to say that you stole my fiancé?
Yep. I'm being 100% serious right now. You see, the two of us are currently in a hotel together.
What? Now?
Yup. We've been going out for 3 months now. I'm impressed that you didn't notice a thing. It must be because all you think of all the time is that job of yours. Well, that's all I had to tell you. Make sure to cancel the wedding ceremony you planned for next month, alright? Me and Steven are going to plan our own wedding of our dreams from scratch.
Is that so? I'm going to ask Steven himself about this later. But if this is true, you better get ready for what's about to come, because I promise you two aren't going to get off easy.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Tell mom and dad? You say that you're actually a person of importance? But in reality, you're just a slave to the company, right? Anyways, I already am ready. If that's what you're worried about. Ready to find happiness with Steven, that is. You're just a nuisance, Janice. So just give up and step out of our way, alright? Hi, Janice. Did you already ask Steven about the two of us or something already? You see, he came crying to me, saying how you were so scary when you got mad at him. He just said you looked like the devil himself. I made sure myself that he felt better after that, though. In fact, he's currently fast asleep next to me, looking like he doesn't have a care in the world.
Is that so? He's the one who did something to make me look like a devil, so it's his own fault. Besides, probably the only reason he was scared of me is because he felt ashamed about what he had done. I mean, it was only a month until we were supposed to have our wedding ceremony after all.
Huh? What do you mean he was ashamed? I mean, it's only natural for two people who are in love to go to a hotel together where they won't be disturbed. I already told you about our relationship, right? What's there to be ashamed of? This is all your fault. And you're just being delusional.
I'm trying to tell you that the two of you are being a bit too shameless about this. Never mind. You'll find out soon enough. I'm talking about canceling the marriage with Steven, so do whatever you want with him, because I don't care anymore.
What? Really? Yes. Now Steven is all mine. Thanks for stepping out of the way, sister. Finally, you understand that I'm just a better woman than you. Just go back to your work or something so you can forget all about this.
I will, but I'm going to make you pay me an alimony, alright?
What?
Yes. Not just Steven, but you too.
What? You're going to make me pay one too? What for?
For stealing my fiancé? He wasn't just my boyfriend, Tiffany. We were engaged, so that means I had the legal right to ask you two to pay me an alimony. What did you think? That I wouldn't be able to ask you for alimony because the fiancé you stole was your sister's or something? Too bad, but that's not the case.
You've got to be kidding me, right? But isn't making your own family pay you an alimony a bit too evil?
No, I'm not kidding. And what I'm doing to you is a lot less evil than what you did to me. Seriously, do you not even feel slightly guilty for stealing my fiancé? Oh, and I'll tell you this in advance. It's no use trying to rely on Mom and Dad for help. They're extremely mad about what you did right now. They even said that they regret spoiling you until now, and that they're going to make you leave their house.
What? Why? But I thought Mom and Dad were my allies. I'm so much cuter than you. Why would they side with you?
There's no way they would side with you when you just stole my fiancé. Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to go easy on you just because you don't have any money and don't even have a job. There's nothing stopping you from getting a job if you want to. So you better find one soon. Otherwise, you're going to have to take out a loan to pay my alimony. By the way, nothing about you is cute, Tiffany. Only idiotic guys think that.
What did you just say to me? You're just jealous that I was always more popular with guys than you were, aren't you? Also, there's no reason for me to work. I'm not going to become a slave to a company like you.
Yes, there is actually. I'm going to make you pay at least the average amount. I don't know for sure, but that's at least 20,000.
You're so scary, Janice. Wow. So, this is how ugly women behave when they're mad? Haha. Looks like you're the one who's an idiot. I don't need to find a job to pay your alimony after all. Too bad for you, I guess.
Yes, I heard that you made Steven pay for both your alimonies. And I even heard that you moved into Steven's apartment after Mom and Dad kicked you out.
Yep. The two of us are currently living together.
Jesus. This is proof that you completely don't understand the position you're currently in. I wouldn't be so happy about this situation if I were you.
Huh? Are you just being jealous now because he threw you away to be with me instead? Come on, Janice. It's unbefitting of someone so serious as you. Still, it's pretty funny, though I don't mind.
Seriously? Yeah, whatever. I don't care anymore what happens to you. To be honest, I'm impressed at how dumb you are, and how narrow your view of the world is.
Huh? What in the world even is that? What does my view of the world have anything to do with this?
I mean, you haven't even noticed yet that you're slowly but surely being pushed toward the edge of a cliff.
What? But you're the one who's being pushed towards the edge of a cliff, aren't you? I mean, you're already 30, but you just got your fiancé stolen from you a month before you were supposed to get married. Really? I pity you so much. Good luck on getting married before you're 40. Because I heard that you can't have children after that. I don't think that's going to be easy, though. Now that you're in your 30s and have already been divorced once, maybe if you were pretty like me, you would have had a chance.
Yeah. Say whatever you want. You're just making a fool of yourself. I decided that I'm not going to tell you what's about to happen.
Huh? What are you even talking about? You're the one who looks like a fool, Etta.
I can kind of guess by your personality just what kind of misunderstanding you're currently making. But you'll find out on your own if you just talk to Steven himself. Please, Tiffany, could you at least try to not be so dumb and just talk to Steven? It's honestly making my head hurt talking to you like this.
You're just crying sour grapes. Besides, if Dad's going to marry Steven, the next CEO of the company, to one of his daughters, then it should be me and not you, right? I mean, I am younger and more attractive than you.
I see. So that's what you were after? I knew it. You always talked about how you were going to just marry someone rich when I told you to get a job.
Yes! I want to become the wife of a CEO. You see, whenever I look at you and how you always just work all the time, I think to myself, wow, I hope I never have to become a slave of a company like that. Getting a job is a defeat for a woman. So don't you think that becoming a wife of a CEO is the smartest path to take?
Just talk to Steven for me, will you? You'll understand, well, then, just how idiotic these thoughts of yours are right now.
Yeah. You're just saying that because you're jealous Steven chose me over you. I don't blame him, though. I'm better than you in every way imaginable, after all. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. You see, the two of us are going to be hosting our wedding ceremony in half a year. I'm going to make you come no matter what. You made me pay an alimony of $20,000, right? Too bad, because now I'm going to make you pay $40,000 as a wedding gift. Ha ha!
Seriously, Tiffany? You think I'm going to waste my time talking to Steven just to validate your ridiculous thoughts? Please, spare me the drama. And for the record, I'm not jealous that he chose you over me. I couldn't care less. In fact, I'm glad he did, because I deserve someone way better than him.
Oh, come on, Janice. We both know you're just trying to hide your jealousy behind that tough exterior of yours. But let me tell you something, sweetie. Jealousy aside, I am undeniably better than you in every single way. Beauty, intelligence, charisma, you name it. I've got it. Steven saw that, and that's why he chose me. Oh, and by the way, guess what? Steven and I are planning to have our wedding ceremony in just 6 months. It's going to be a grand event, and you better believe you're coming. I don't care if I have to drag you there kicking and screaming. And about that alimony you mentioned? Yeah, you're right. I had to pay you a measly $20,000. But guess what? I'm going to make you pay double that amount. $40,000 as a wedding gift. Talk about karma, right?
Tiffany, talking to you is like talking to a brick wall. Your delusions have reached a whole new level. I have no interest in attending your wedding, and I certainly won't be giving you any money. You're living in a fantasy world if you think I'm going to finance your extravagant ceremony. So save your breath and find someone else to bother, because I'm done with this conversation.
Fine, Janice. Suit yourself. If you want to miss out on the most fabulous wedding of the century, that's your loss. But mark my words, you'll regret it when you see how amazing everything turns out. And as for the money, don't worry. I'll find a way to get what I deserve. You won't get away with this, Janice. Just you wait and see. Hi, sister. Do you know what day it is today? Today is me and Steven's wedding. Today is the day that will symbolize the start of my new life of only happiness with him. At the end of the day, You replied saying you wouldn't come to all of my invitations, but Mom and Dad are going to come. So it doesn't matter, I guess. Yep, this proves it. They'd rather have a cute daughter like me than a woman like you who's just a slave to her company.
You shouldn't get your hopes up regarding Dad. The only reason he came was to make sure that you wouldn't cause any more trouble than you already have. He's embarrassed just being there. You know Mom, too. The only reason she came was because she wanted to get a last look at my failure of a daughter before I cut ties with her, she said.
Oh, Janice, you're still holding on to that grudge? Come on. It's been months since Steven chose me, and you're still crying sour grapes? Seriously? It's time to move on. And hey, just a little reminder, I'm about to become the CEO's wife. So it would be in your best interest not to define me too much, you know?
Tiffany, it's clear that you haven't had a proper talk with Steven. If you truly believe that your relationship is built on solid ground, then why are you still throwing that in my face? It's been half a year, and you're still clinging to this idea that you're superior because of your upcoming marriage. Maybe it's time you reflect on the real foundation of your relationship.
Janice, you're missing the point. We don't need to have these long, serious talks like you did. Steven and I have a special connection. We can communicate without even using words, you know? It's a bond that only couples who are truly in love can understand. But hey, I guess you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Oh, please. Don't try to romanticize your relationship to make yourself feel better. True love isn't just about silent communication. It's about trust, respect, and understanding. It's about having open and honest conversations, discussing dreams, goals, and challenges. If all you have is some strange telepathic connection, then I have serious doubts about the strength of your relationship.
Well, believe what you want, Janice. But let me tell you, Steven and I have something special. We have a bond that goes beyond words. And as the CEO's wife, I'll have a new level of influence and power. So it would be wise for you to think twice before crossing my path too often. You never know what I might be capable of.
Tiffany, power and influence don't make a person superior or untouchable. Remember that. And as for Steven, I hope he realizes the truth behind your words and actions. True love is built on more than just empty boasts and intimidation. I wish you both the best, but I won't be swayed by your attempts to assert dominance. I'll continue living my life, focused on what truly matters.
Janice, half the seats in the wedding venue are empty. They all canceled at the last minute.
Oh, is that so?
Not only that, but when I told Dad that his behavior was too disrespectful when it's the next CEO and his fiancée that's about to get married, he said that Steven wasn't going to be the next CEO. What in the world is the meaning of this?
What? You're seriously only asking me that now?
What do you mean I'm only asking you this now? I mean, Dad sent you to marry Steven in the first place because he was going to be the next CEO, right?
Did Steven not tell you anything about it?
Huh? But it's so obvious. There was no need to ask him about it. I mean, the only children Dad has is me and you, which means that he would have to send one of us to go marry the next CEO of the company, right?
But I'm going to be the next CEO of my dad's company.
What? You're going to be the CEO?
Yes. It's been decided for quite some time now that I was going to be the next CEO. The marriage between me and Steven was nothing as complicated as an arranged marriage for the company's interest or something. We were just coworkers that fell in love with each other.
What? Then does that mean Steven's position in the company is...
He's just a regular employee.
A regular employee?
Well, he used to be the head of the marketing department. But the company found out about how he was cheating on me and going on dates with you, and saw that as a problem. And so he was demoted and his salary lowered.
Huh? What's so wrong about going on dates with me?
To put it simply, so that even you would understand, he was punished for not coming to work and going on dates with you instead.
What?
Not only that, but apparently he used the company's cars on these dates of yours to go to hotels or something. He was barely not fired from the company entirely, but it's true that he was a hair's breadth away from it.
He was almost fired.
Yep. His salary is much lower than it was before, and he's probably not going to be promoted in the future either. Half of this is your fault, and you should realize that.
But... Edda! I asked Steven to show me his bank account, and only $5 were in it. Why so little? But I won't be able to buy the newest brand bags with this money.
Do you seriously not understand yet, Tiffany?
Huh?
First, Steven paid for both the alimony I asked from you and from him. Next, you moved into his apartment since you were kicked out of our parents' house. Not only that, but you're unemployed and have no intention of getting a job since you believe that working is defeat. Yet you love spending money and have zero experience saving any money of your own. He now has to pay for 2 people instead of 1 ever since you started living with him, and his salary is not even a third of what it once was since the company found out about what he was doing. Oh, and that wedding ceremony of yours was pretty expensive as well, right? But you couldn't even gather a considerable amount of money from wedding gifts, since most of the people you invited ended up canceling at the last minute. Based on my calculations, you made Steven use roughly 100,000 euros in just these 6 months, didn't you?
100,000 euros?
I heard from Steven before that he had about 100,000 euros in savings. But looks like he's spent almost all of that now. Only €5 was left, right?
This can't be happening. But this is completely opposite of what I expected. I thought I would be able to live a fabulous life as a wife of a CEO, never having to work a day in my life. I can't turn back now as well since we've already turned in the marriage papers. What should I do about this, Janice?
Do you seriously not understand yet, Tiffany?
Huh?
It's clear what you need to do. You need to get a job and work as well. You see, everyone in society has to, in general, work to make a living. You were screwed the moment you started thinking that working is defeat. If only the world works differently, then maybe you would have gotten what you wanted. So if you don't want to join the dredges of society, because you're going to at this rate, go and get a job.
What? Why do you have to say things like that to me? You're so mean, Janice!
Not long after the whole CEO drama, something unexpected happened. Steven, believe it or not, voluntarily resigned from his job. I guess it became too difficult for him to work in a place where his former fiancée, and now sister-in-law, was going to be the next big boss. Talk about a complicated work environment. Rumor has it that he brought Tiffany along and they decided to move back to his hometown. Now, here's the interesting part. Steven apparently has plans to start fresh and find a new job at a factory that produces dried foods. And get this, it's owned by one of his relatives. Talk about keeping it in the family. It seems like he's eager to leave the corporate world behind and embrace a more down-to-earth lifestyle. But poor Tiffany, who adored the hustle and bustle of the city and everything shiny about it, might find this new countryside life a bit challenging and, I dare say, boring. However, Tiffany didn't have much of a choice in the matter. Since she could no longer rely on her parents for support, she had to go along with Steven's plans. But here's the twist. Steven's mother-in-law, who seems to be quite the character, had some unique conditions for letting the couple live in her house. Not only would they have to reside with Steven's parents, but she also wanted to take charge of their finances. Yep, you heard that right. She'd be managing everything from their salaries to their expenses. Can you imagine the shock on Tiffany's face when she found out? My sister, who happened to be there when all of this was going down, left the city shaking with fear. It's safe to say that this marriage of hers is going to be a roller coaster ride with obstacles at every turn. From adjusting to rural life to dealing with a mother-in-law who's a financial controller, Tiffany's got her work cut out for her. It's like a real-life soap opera, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.